The Old Testament books of 1st and 2nd Samuel tell a remarkable and exciting story. They tell about a tiny nation called Israel that was really not much more than a loose confederation of tribes. No central leader, no standing army, no unifying structures of any kind beyond their common religion. For the first 350 years of her history, Israel spent almost as much time under the thumb of their more powerful neighbors as they did as a free and independent nation. And then, amazingly, Israel's fortunes began to change. The 12 loosely related tribes coalesced into a united nation under a single ruler. And in a relatively short period of time, Israel transformed from a weak backwater tribal nation into the major world empire of that time. The hero and catalyst of this golden age of Israel was the great King David. It's an exciting story, to be sure, but is it true? Well, believe it or not, the consensus opinion among academic scholars today is that it is not. The biblical record of the United Kingdom of Israel, they say, is nothing more than fake history, fabricated by later Jewish scholars to supply a defeated and demoralized people with a sustaining myth of a grand and glorious past. And David? About as historical as King Arthur, they say. So what is the truth? Can we reasonably believe that David really lived and that he founded a ruling dynasty that lasted for over 400 years? Is there any evidence to justify such a belief? The title of this year's adult VBS class is Searching for a King. It's a 5-lesson video-based class in which we will visit the modern nation of Israel in search of any evidence related to the life of King David and the United Kingdom of Israel. We'll be searching above ground, examining the geography to see if the locations of the events described in the Bible still exist and if the biblical descriptions are accurate. We'll be searching underground, looking to see if the archaeological record has preserved any trace of a powerful regional empire centered in the land of Israel at the purported time of King David. This is your invitation to join us on our quest for King David. The initial lesson will be presented here in the auditorium during the Bible class hour on Sunday, June 19th. The following lessons will be presented in rooms NW3 and 5, that's David Bridgewater's classroom, on each of the 4 evenings of VBS. Please come along as we go prospecting in search of a king.